HYBE fires BTS's former coach for fraud and embezzlement. V's stalker was summoned by the police and could face up to 3 years in jail. Jimin and Jungkook's names exploited for clout and more BTS news. Recent news has reported that the police summoned a woman in her 20s, known as A, for allegedly stalking a member of BTS, specifically V. The Seoul Gangnam police station disclosed that this summons, which does not involve detention, relates to accusations of trespassing and violating anti-stalking laws. It is claimed that on October 28th, around 6:30 p.m., this individual followed V, engaging him in conversation and even presenting him with a marriage registration form before leaving the scene. This incident came to the police's attention following a report from a security guard. V, addressing his fans on Weverse after the news became public, reassured them of his well-being in a light-hearted manner. Further investigation into the matter revealed unsettling details about the accused, including her repeated visits to V's apartment. As a result, the police swiftly issued an emergency restraining order against Ms. A, which bars her from being within 100 meters of V or contacting him. Recently, several members of BTS have been targeted by stalkers, leading them and their agency, Big Hit Music, to openly condemn such actions. In September, Big Hit Music emphasized their firm stance against these illegal activities, declaring a policy of strict enforcement and no leniency towards perpetrators, even if it takes time. Under the revised anti-stalking law in South Korea, if found guilty, Ms. A could face up to 3 years in jail or fines amounting to approximately $21 to $100. On November 16th, a media report surfaced suggesting that BTS members had decided to sell all of their stocks in HYBE Labels, while Bang PD was reported to have sold 6.65% of his shares. However, HYBE clarified that the BTS members did not sell their shares. The Situation of Massive Stockholding report, released on November 14th, indicated the termination of a special contract between the 7 BTS members and Chairman Bang PD. According to this report, in September, the BTS members listed their HYBE Labels stocks for sale, but did not actually sell them. HYBE, on November 17th, clarified that the BTS members retaining their shares simply reflects the end of their special agreement with Chairman Bang PD. This termination does not imply any sale or change in share ownership. Previously, the BTS members had individual shareholder contracts with Bang PD, granting him their voting rights. However, with the renewal of their contracts with the agency, these specific shareholder agreements have ended. As a result, each BTS member now holds and can independently exercise their voting rights as HYBE shareholders. Back in September 2020, as Big Hit Entertainment was gearing up for its initial public offering, Bang PD distributed shares to each BTS member, demonstrating a significant gesture of generosity. Jimin and Jungkook have been at the center of social media buzz recently. Known for their exceptional talent and striking looks, there was speculation about their foray into Western cinema. Rumors circulated that Jungkook was set to appear in the latest Trolls movie. His name was listed under the cast as Brother Diamond, leading to widespread speculation. A fan even shared a screen recording from the website showing his name, fueling the rumors. However, without any official announcement, this seemed unlikely. It turned out to be a mistake, as Jungkook's name was later removed from the website. In a similar vein, Jimin was also in the news for supposedly making his acting debut in the film Return to Seoul. An article from Deadline was shared on November 16th, which included Jimin's name in the thumbnail of their French César 2024 Revelations list. The article mentioned Park Ji-min for an award-winning performance in the film. However, this was a mix-up. The actual star of the movie is actress Park Ji-min, a Korean-born Paris-based actress. ARMYs had varied reactions to these mix-ups. Some were upset, while others took it in stride, humorously commenting on the idea of BTS's Jimin acting in a movie. The coincidence of both Jungkook and Jimin being mistakenly associated with acting debuts on the same day added an amusing twist to the situation. In anticipation of Jin's birthday, a Japan-based fanbase, Konai, initiated a project featuring a special boarding pass in his honor. This project was in collaboration with Jin Air, featuring boarding passes adorned with Jin's image from the Yet to Come in Busan concert. Fans who received these passes commented on their beauty, with many sharing their excitement on social media. However, the project faced a setback when HYBE intervened and requested its discontinuation. Konai shared on X that they were perplexed and initially thought there was a temporary issue with the ticket issuance. They later understood that HYBE had approached the airline and the advertising agency to stop the project, concerned about the large impact of the advertisement and the potential benefit to the airline. Kony explained that they and the fan base respected HYBE's perspective and decided to comply with their request. They acknowledged the difficulty of the situation and their responsibility towards fans who were excited about the project. Kony announced that they would refund the fans with their own funds and also provide gifts as a gesture of apology. They added that for participants in Japan, the fan base would discuss and announce steps for compensation. This situation has sparked mixed reactions among ARMYs. Some fans compare it to traditional birthday advertisements in magazines or previous instances where a fan base had an aircraft decorated for Jimin. However, others point out that the boarding pass included trademarked and copyrighted content, like BTS and ARMY, and there were concerns that the airline might profit excessively from the sales, overshadowing the intended tribute to BTS or ARMY. BTS's RM has been quite occupied since the members of the group began pursuing solo careers. He frequently mentions his busy schedule during his Weverse live broadcasts, which primarily involves working on new music and maintaining his fitness regime. RM has also been seen at several high-profile events in recent months, including the 2023 Milan Fashion Week and Freeze Seoul Art Week 2023. While fans generally keep track of his public appearances, many were unaware of his recent subtle participation in another artist's concert. The artist in question is Bombing Tiger, a well-known Korean indie group which collaborated with RM on their track Sexy Nukim. Bombing Tiger performed at the Camp Flog Gnaw Carnival on November 12th, where they captivated the audience with their energetic performances. During their rendition of Sexy Nukim, they played a unique video recording in the background. Fans quickly noticed RM in the VCR, lip-syncing to his part of the song, as videos of the performance surfaced online. This sighting led to fans clamoring for the release of this visualizer in high definition. Fortunately, the director of the VCR responded to this demand. Song, who was responsible for the live visuals of Bombing Tiger's performance at the festival, released the HD version of the VCR on his Instagram account on November 16th, which RM then shared on his own account. Amidst this excitement, fans are eagerly anticipating RM's upcoming endeavors. His recent changes to his Instagram profile picture and bio have sparked speculation among fans about a potential comeback. ARMYs always wish for the well-being and health of the group's members, including V. This was evident in their reaction to V's recent comment on Weverse. On November 16th, a fan posted on BTS's Weverse page about feeling exhausted and planning to rest. V responded with affection for the fan and ARMYs, but his reply also conveyed some concerning news about his own health. He mentioned that he was in the process of recovering, using a phrase that, while sounding serious in direct translation, is commonly used in Korea to indicate getting better after an illness. Specifically, V indicated that he was recuperating from a severe sickness. V's admission of his illness, regardless of the phrasing, led to a flood of supportive messages and good wishes from ARMYs. The fans' primary concern is V's health, and they are united in their hopes for his quick and complete recovery. On a recent episode of KBS2's Problem Child in House aired on November 15th, solo artist Crush discussed his experience performing at notable weddings, including that of BTS member J-Hope's sister. During the show, host Kim Jungkook brought up how Crush's song, Beautiful, is a popular choice for weddings. Crush acknowledged that he frequently receives invitations to perform at weddings, but finds them challenging due to often subpar sound equipment and the unique atmosphere of such events. Despite these challenges, Crush has performed at various celebrity weddings. Crush also shared his experience performing at the wedding of Jung Ji-woo, J-Hope's sister, who is a well-known influencer and businesswoman. The wedding, held privately in 2021, had BTS in attendance, which made Crush quite nervous. He felt as if he was auditioning and was eager to perform well. Regarding the wedding, Crush revealed that J-Hope gifted him an expensive microphone, uniquely customized with a crystal-covered handle. This thoughtful present led Crush to feel he had entered a new world of stage equipment, making it hard for him to use other microphones. Crush and J-Hope share a close friendship within the industry, having collaborated on Crush's single Rush Hour the previous year. The Kid LAROI recently discussed his collaboration with BTS's youngest member, Jungkook, on the track Too Much, which also includes British rapper Central C. In an interview with American radio host Zach Sang, the Kid LAROI shared insights into how this collaboration took shape. He mentioned that he had started appreciating BTS's music only a short while before teaming up with Jungkook, who wasn't initially planned to be part of the track. The Kid LAROI expressed his admiration for Jungkook, noting his pleasant demeanor and remarkable talent. He recounted reaching out through a mutual contact to see if Jungkook would be interested in the collaboration, and to his delight, Jungkook agreed, and they finally met at the video shoot. Zach Sang concurred, commenting on the kindness and talent of all BTS members, highlighting them as genuine artists. The Kid LAROI reflected on his newfound fandom for BTS, expressing regret that he hadn't become a fan earlier. He lamented about not being more open-minded towards different music in his youth, wishing he had paid more attention to such artists earlier. Zach tried to offer some comfort, pointing out that it's never too late to appreciate art. The Kid LAROI agreed but still voiced his regret about his earlier closed-mindedness towards music, acknowledging that as he's grown older, he's come to enjoy and appreciate a wider range of music much more. A new photo of J-Hope during his military service has touched the hearts of armies. Even while fulfilling his mandatory military duties, J-Hope's love for BTS remains evident. Though less active since enlisting, J-Hope has been keeping fans updated in various ways, including sharing photos, attending his bandmates' concerts, and sending messages. A recent photo shared by one of J-Hope's seniors in the Army has particularly resonated with fans. The picture, presumably taken in J-Hope's barracks, shows him looking handsome. However, what caught the attention of netizens was a detail in the background, a locker with a 7 sticker on it. This number, significant for representing the total members of BTS, holds special meaning for armies. The presence of the 7 sticker in the photo quickly garnered emotional responses from fans online. This isn't the first time BTS members have subtly represented their unity. In a recent performance featuring Jungkook, fans noticed 7 versions of Jungkook in the video, interpreting it as a symbolic representation of all the BTS members. HYBE has taken legal action against a former dance coach and choreographer of BTS, alleging embezzlement of funds and misuse of the company's name. The individual, who had been with the company since its days as Big Hit Entertainment and was familiar to the band's fans, was terminated in September for fraud and embezzlement. HYBE stated that upon discovering the employee's misconduct, they promptly undertook an investigation with the assistance of an external law firm. Following this, the individual was relieved of his duties and dismissed according to the company's personnel procedures. The company has filed charges and is pursuing legal actions to recover damages, adhering to a zero-tolerance policy for such misconduct. The accused is alleged to have embezzled significant amounts from HYBE and swindled billions of won from composers, choreographers, and entrepreneurs. HYBE alleges that the coach created fake documents in the company's name to deceive victims, convincing them to transfer money under false pretenses, including investments in merchandise and payments for song usage. The total amount swindled is estimated to be at least 5 billion won. HYBE emphasized its policy against employees using company information or their positions for personal gain or illegal activities. The company operates a complaint center for reporting fraudulent activities and is committed to preventing fraud involving company relations or affiliations with artists. HYBE plans to reinforce measures on professional ethics education, anti-corruption, and fair trade for employees, and to strengthen its internal control system to prevent such incidents in the future.